sketching. There's a couple different things. This can be before UX and all this stuff, or it can be after. It really depends. This kind of goes back to the same thing. Sketching is for mistakes. People that have notebooks, at least my notebooks, they're full of mistakes, right? I mean, yeah, I solve problems in them, but for the most part, it's bad stuff. I always like to equate sketching is, where the bad ideas go, right? So overall, when you're designing even a logo, like you design something that's bad, and you say, that's bad. You design something that's bad, but it's better than that, and then you eventually get to the point where you're like, okay, I'm starting to like this. Now I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to get better and better and better. The next thing you know, you finally have something that you love. So the quicker you can make those mistakes in sketching, so especially with the web, the quicker you can get there, the less time you're there exploring. So what we like to do at Smashing Boxes is what we call sketch sessions. What we do, we bring in our UX designer, whoever our visual designer is, or UI designer. We like to bring in a front-end developer, and then if the project calls for a back-end developer, we bring a back-end developer in, and we also bring in project manager if they want to be a part of it. And basically what we do, so the UX designer has all of our specs, what's going to be on, hey, this is what's going to be on the home page. These are the elements that we need to think about. And we take 3 minutes each, and we all sketch out. You take the 3 minutes, you sketch. Every single person sketches. And then we take a minute each, and you get to present your sketches to the group. And then you have 3 minutes of what we call debates, but it's more like, oh, love this, or you could have done it this way. And then we go through around the room, and everybody does that. So a couple things. People are horrified of that. People are really, really horrified of sketching. They're like, I can't draw. I don't want to draw. I haven't figured out anything, so why am I sketching? Like I don't want to present ideas that I haven't figured out. But what I like to do, I read an article one time, and I think this is great. It's called the McDonald's effect. And basically, you have 4 or 5 people at the office, and they're like, oh, let's go out to lunch. Where's everybody? Where do you want to go to lunch? If you're like, oh, let's go to McDonald's, it'll be amazing how many people are like, no, let's not go there, let's go here. So as bad ideas are being thrown out, people actually throw out better ideas. I think sketching is like that, and it was very hesitant the first few times that we did it. Everybody, they were scared of doing it, but we started to come around to it, and different perspectives on different things are wonderful, and like being collaborative and being able to figure out things not on your own is like a great thing that I've learned to really love and embrace, and so it's been great. And then from there, our UX designer actually takes back all that data, all the information, all these different things, takes all the sketches, and then he goes and makes high fidelity wireframes. So again, the UX designer, obviously that's his job, and he can override anything, but there's lively discussion, and that's, it's a great thing. So just for example, this is, I have an art degree, and this is my sketch, right? So 3 minutes, you don't have time to do anything big, but you can actually see this is the sketch, and this is actually the final product. And there's some differences, but there was also some things that really helped facilitate some of this stuff. I mean, you can see I was thinking like, oh, we can do some circular when people are on the page. We can also have these images, and you can see that all this stuff is laid out very horizontally. But then when we came in here, we actually did vertical. So again, it helped influence. It helped start the conversation. So yeah. Designing, where to begin? I like to tell my designers that before you even start designing, you have to get your mind set correct. And with that, these are the things that I really want my designers, and this is the way I challenge myself, is challenge ourselves no matter what you do. Challenge yourself, challenge your beliefs. There's formulas. I can tell you there's formulas on how to design for the web. and you can make a beautiful site and it looked exactly the same, but you have to challenge yourself, and you have to go, I do it this way every time. I can do it this way and make it look beautiful, but I'm going to go this way because I'm going to challenge myself. Pay attention to the details. This goes from anything to setting up your files, because you're going to be handing your files off to developers. Make sure your files are clean. Make sure everything is labeled. Make sure everything's well organized. That way, if you're sick one day and somebody else has to pick up your files, it's not a learning curve, and they don't have to spend half a day figuring out what you did. But also pay attention to every little detail that's in every design element. You know why? Because it makes a difference. And basically, the test of that is, how do you design something that one little section, a button, how would you enter a button in a contest or award show? So if you have that amount of detail into everything that you actually design, then you're going to have a well-designed end product, as well as putting, like, Dribble's a great place for this too. And unfortunately, some of our clients, they're startups, so they don't want their work out there. But, like, being able to put your work up on Dribble, like, it allows the design community to comment on it. So, like, some of our designers, I'm like, let's put stuff up on Dribble. Let's put up stuff on Dribble. And they're like, I'm scared of what people are going to say. But, pay attention to the details and you'll get there. Don't be married to your design. I mean, that's the design. I mean, if you're in the design field, you already know about all this. Like, if you get in the mindset that your solution is correct, then you're going to be like, this solution is correct, this solution is correct, this solution is correct. Then you'll never get over it, and you'll sit in front of your computer for a day long trying to figure out things. You're like, no, this is the correct solution. Very rarely is that the correct solution, and it does happen every once in a while, but for the most part, don't be married to your design, because internal people and client will throw a curveball at you almost every time. So don't be married to your design. Another big important one is bring developers into the project, and that's why we do it at the sketch session. And we ask, we ask our developers to really be a part of the design process. And with this, the way I like to think about this is, as designers, we're at the forefront of design trends, of what's worked in the past, what's going to work in the future, what's working now. Well, developers are the same way. They're on the forefront of technology. So there's just too much stuff out there to you should all be aware of stuff, but, like, there's just too much information. So being able to sit down with the developer and say, oh, I was thinking about this or thinking about that, they can either say, that's not going to work because it's not going to work, or you could do it this way or that way, or we can use this technology for that. This would be a great place where we can think about animation. So bringing developers into a project early I feel like it's a great thing, and it helps me with my designs. It's not as easy as print, where you have all the freedom in the world. The technology and certain things, you have to bring a developer in early. And then Steve Jobs, design comes first, but not just visual design. How does it work? How's it all play? How's it look together? Obviously, that's the way we like to approach it. Then again, here, simple questions. Is it responsive for browser, tablet, mobile? If yes, is it mobile first? If yes, design for small screen first. So there's a couple different thought processes here. My personal opinion is, if the majority of the users are going to be looking at it on a browser, I'm going to design in browser first. That's just maybe my old school way of thinking about things, because everybody now is like, oh, you got to do mobile first, mobile first. But I'm for the browser if that's the user base, and then I'll do the mobile. But for the most part, things are getting more responsive, and clients want to see stuff on mobile.